Hello, my friends, and welcome to Simply Hooked, a crochet podcast. I'm your host, Marcy, a crochet designer, mom of two, and creative entrepreneur. Here we celebrate the joy of crochet and talk about what it really means to create a life you love through your own unique gifts. So today I have such a fun conversation to share with you. Earlier this week, I had the chance to sit down with Emily, the maker behind Emily Makes Crochet, who picked up her first hook at just 12 years old and hasn't put it down since. She is now the busy mom of two girls, working part-time and juggling all the things: carpool, kids' activities, her business, and designing beautiful crochet pieces. And today is especially exciting because her very first crochet pattern, the Daisy Pot Blanket, officially launches. So check the show notes for a link to that pattern. So in this episode, Emily shares how she made the leap from hobby to business, the supportive community she's found on Instagram, what crochet means to her, the challenges she's faced as a maker, and how she balances everyday life with the joy of creating. I know that you are going to love this conversation. So let's dive in. So Emily, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here.
So we will start with some basics. So tell everyone where you're from and what age you started crocheting.
Okay, so I am from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I've been here my whole life. And I started crocheting when I was about 11, 12 years old. I know it was middle school, so I'm kind of guessing, but mainly because my mom crochets. And still does to this day. We would go to church and she had a crochet group at church that would just meet every once in a while. And I would go with her and I learned and loved. I mean, my first thing was a blanket. I loved it so much. I mean, like terrible. Probably like the bright. I think it was like the brightest colors you could pick.
Oh, right.
I was a kid. So
yes.
Yeah. And that's when I started.
Was that kind of the project that got you hooked per se? Was blankets, or was there something else you tried?
Yeah, it was definitely blankets. And I tell people who want to start crocheting, that they think they can't do it, I'm like, just pick a stitch and go with it, truly. And consistency and practice, because your tension and everything isn't going to be perfect the first time. And if it is, then that's awesome. You got it.
Right. Well, that must be special for you and your mom to have that connection.
Yes.
Too.
And now, like, being older, obviously, we are always texting back and forth. They live 2 streets over, so it's really hilarious.
Nice.
But we're always texting back and forth. She's like, "What's my next project?" And I'll give her some suggestions. But like, we definitely have 2 different styles that we go for. Some similar. Like, she is definitely like blankets. She loves the intricate things, and I do too sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just funny how, and like color picking.
Ooh,
and she'll ask my advice, and I'm like, well, I do this, and then she'll do something on her own, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty, but I wouldn't have done that color.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I wanted to compliment you. Like, your branding is so on point. Oh. Like, your colors for your business, it's like they're so consistent. And I'm like, every time I look at your feed, I'm like, man, how does she do that? Like, the whole account. Like, yes, I love it. Yeah. The whole account is so cohesive, it just has such a pretty look to it. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. I attribute that to me loving the color pink.
Yes.
But also I have 2 little girls. They're, and I painted this canvas. Oh gosh, I guess my first was maybe 2 or 3 years old. And I mean, it's big. It's like a 4 foot by 3 foot. So it's pretty big, and it needed to fill a wall. Anyways, it's usually the background of a lot of my pictures.
Yes.
And I've gotten a lot of people asking, like, where did you get it?
Right.
And I have to be like, oh, I made it. I'm sorry, and I've thought about making other colors, but it's just kind of been a staple. And that's like, I used my favorite colors and I kind of based it off of that.
So tell me, just in general, over the years, how would you say crochet has enriched your life?
Oh, it keeps me sane.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I always tell people, I'm like, it's kind of a form of therapy that you didn't know was therapy, and I love feeling productive, even though it's not I mean, blankets are useful, but like I just love doing a project from start to finish and seeing that end result, especially when you pick the colors that you love and you're just
Mhm.
like, oh, I can't wait to see this come together,
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, I would say it's like a form of therapy,
Yeah.
especially if you feel confident in it and you love it. And that's kind of where I am.
Yes, yes, totally. I've been reading up on, like, the repetitive stitches is, like,
Yes.
increases serotonin, like, it's so good for your mental health.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so tell me about the transition from hobby to business. Like, what was going on in your life at the time that made you wanna make the jump to a business?
Okay, so, I've been crocheting for a while
Mhm.
and I didn't start my Instagram page until I think it was 2022. So it's after COVID, like
Mhm.
I had my first child was 2019. So we went through COVID, she was
Yeah.
6 months when COVID hit.
Mm.
And of course we were home all the time and it was definitely a time that I started picking up crocheting more. I've gone on and off with it, because it wasn't a business at the time.
Mhm.
Um, but I will have to say that I came across the Mama Made Minis
Mhm.
snugglers or loveys.
Yep.
And I feel like this is a lot of people's story because they
Yes.
kind of got big around then,
Yep.
like
Mhm.
as far as like popping up and everybody's making them and stuff. And I think the first one I did was a bunny, and it was getting close to Easter time, like it was springtime.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, this would be really fun to do and make and see if anybody wants them for Easter baskets. Like that
Yeah.
was really how that started. And I was like, these are
Yeah.
really fun to make and not as hard as I thought,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
again, I was doing blankets. Like I didn't really dabble into animals or anything like that until then. And I
Oh,
was like,
really?
okay, I think I
Okay.
can do this. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, and so yeah, and then I just kind of posted them on Instagram for people to purchase, and I sold them all. And I was like,
Wow.
oh. And looking back on them, like how much I've grown even since then, like
Oh,
especially with
yeah.
animals, like the blankets have always been a thing. And I'm like, oh wow, like to me, they look so much better now
Oh,
than they
yes, I know
did,
what you mean. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like the before and after.
Yes.
But yeah, I would say that the spring of 2022 is kind of
Mhm.
when I was like, "I think I could do this."
Have you done a craft show yet?
Yes.
Okay.
We have some, like school fairs and markets.
Okay.
There's a Christmas market at a school that I did. My sister-in-law taught there. And it's just like for a few hours in the evening, but it was so cute and it was so fun. And because it's
Yeah.
family oriented, so there were lots of
Mm,
kids. I
right.
mean, I had kids coming up, I had a wall of animals and stuff. I had kids coming up like dragging their grandma to be like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
need this.
Yes,
And that
yes.
is the best moment. It was so
Oh, yeah.
sweet. Or they get it and then I just see them walking around the market and they haven't let it go, like it never
Mhm.
made it into the bag, And
Right,
that's just
right.
really sweet.
It is.
So I have done like little markets like that, but I just did my first like 3-day, like a larger one this past May. And that was a blast.
Oh,
It was a
wow.
lot, but it was a
Yeah.
blast.
Okay.
So
How much inventory did you take for 3 days?
oh, goodness. That's a great question,
But
because
you
I didn't,
you had
like, really
enough
count
to
yes, I had
wow.
enough, but
Okay.
I definitely, yeah, like, I didn't, like, sell out, but I sold to where I was like, "This is great," because I was
Oh,
like, "I don't
nice.
really want to come home with a lot,"
Right, right.
But truly, I think it was maybe, like, 10 to I mean, this is like little keychains and stuff too, you got little
Uh-huh.
stuff, so it's not all
Right.
animals, but I would say like maybe 20 items came back with me, and I know for
Wow.
sure I had maybe like 60 items at
Oh,
least,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
including keychains and stuff, so you just
Nice.
have to I don't know, that was hard. The hardest part was figuring out like, okay, well, how much do I need? I've never done this
Yeah.
before and no one else ahead of me has done it before.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, it worked out and I think
Oh,
it was really fun, but it was a lot. And they're doing they did a fall one and I was like, I think one a year is good for me
yes, yes.
time wise.
Great, great. Yeah, that's what I've started. It's like I'll mainly just design patterns and then like once,
Right.
maybe twice a year do a market and just sell all the stuff that's been accumulating. It's great for
Yes.
that?
Yes. That's a good way to be
Yeah.
versus normally what I've been doing, which I I probably shouldn't do this, but I like sign up for the market and then I'm like, okay, time to make inventory. And I'm
Oh,
like, I
right.
should have been like doing this, months ago.
Yes,
And
yes.
then it comes into like a moment of stress, but it's okay. It works out. It's just, I need to do better.
That's all right. When you first transitioned to the business, what were some challenges you faced in the beginning that maybe you didn't expect? Was there anything that popped up, like the pricing or marketing or
Oh, well,
uh
yeah. I feel like the hardest part is pricing. And honestly, I was like, okay, so with crochet, I feel like, okay, sure, you can make it, but what's the actual quality of your make and
Mhm.
how, you know what I mean? Like
Oh, yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
confidence there.
Yeah.
And there is a difference between someone who just started crocheting and someone who's been doing it a long time. And I think customers can tell that. And
Mhm.
so when it comes to pricing, it can be really hard, in my opinion, to, I mean, obviously price for the product, but also the experience of it.
Yes,
And
yes.
I don't know, there's a certain look to it.
Mhm.
Um, and yeah, I would say that was definitely the hardest to, you do want to price your worth, but also be mindful and like,
Yeah.
okay, well, obviously, like if you price too high, it's like, okay, we got to come to middle ground. But if you price
Yeah.
too low, then you're kind of messing it up for you and everyone else
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
trying to sell probably the same exact item because
Right.
yeah, that's, so I kept that in mind. I would say one thing I did learn, and this is before I even came up with like a Google form for my custom orders.
Mm.
And people would just be messaging back and forth on Instagram or
Oh,
emailing, whichever way, like someone who wanted to place an order. And I think what's important is, you know, have them tell you what they want and then say, okay, here's your invoice or here's how to pay for that. Then let's chat more details. You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good
obviously,
idea.
get the details you need to price it.
Mhm.
But when it comes to color choices and all of that, because I've had a few conversations, and I'm sure other makers have too, where you've gone back and forth, you spent all this time, like, yes,
Yeah.
like I got an order. And
Uh-huh.
then they either ghost you
Yeah.
or they say, oh, never mind. Like once you tell them the price, they say, oh,
Yeah.
never mind. That's not for me right now. And that's
Mhm.
fine. It's just, I've gotten smarter with that. So I would
Yeah.
say that's important is to, say, hey, go ahead and fill this form out for me real quick. And then I'd love to chat details, that
Yes.
kind of
Oh, that's a
thing.
great idea. I'm gonna start using that because then
Yes.
that makes them kind of put in the investment. Then they're serious about
Yes.
it, right? Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. And so right now you mainly sell like through your website and
Hmm.
Instagram, would you say? Or
Yeah, so definitely on my website, I have my custom order form there, but obviously any
Mhm.
of the either things I make that I'm ready to sell or kind of, leftover from markets, I go ahead and post on my website. However, I am coming out with a new pattern this week, actually.
Yes, yes, I've seen
Woohoo!
this. It's so pretty. This is the first pattern you said, right?
Yes.
So tell me
Yeah.
about what made you want to design a pattern and how has the
Hmm.
experience been?
Well, I never really I would say being involved in the Instagram crochet community has
Mhm.
been a drive for
Mhm.
the pattern making because I was always content just buying patterns and making them and doing fun
Yeah.
colors and making something my own from a pattern. But I was like, well, honestly, like the passive income
Oh, yes,
was a
yes.
drive. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but
Mm,
I was like, I can do this.
yeah.
And I wanted to make something simple, but also different, I guess, and on brand because anything
Yes.
flowers, I just love it.
Yeah.
So, and then I don't, a lot of people, even though we use blanket yarn a lot for animals, the
Mhm.
plushies, all the things, I was like, you don't really see people using it often for blankets, even though
Right.
it's called blanket yarn, and
Right.
I know it's
That's
funny.
true.
I mean, it makes sense because it is thicker, it's heavier, it's more
Mhm.
expensive. You do have to use a lot of it to get something sizable in a way,
Mhm.
like how many skeins does it take? So those are factors. But I was like, I'm going to do something different. But I also wanted to make a pattern that you could use any weight of yarn, like say you
Oh,
didn't want
great.
to use blanket yarn. So I
Mhm.
designed it in blanket yarn, but it can be changed into whatever yarn you want.
Yeah.
accordingly to, and use whatever hook size you need and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like that's kind of the uniqueness of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Yes. When you sent me your logo, I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's the flower from the blanket."
It's the
It's, like,
flower.
so
Yeah.
genius. I love it.
Thanks.
Yes. And how was, did you make it in Canva, like your pattern?
Yes,
Tell
that
me
is
how
another thing.
it's
So
so
let's talk about
tedious.
how yes, let's talk about how you
Yeah.
have to become a minor graphic designer for these things.
Yes. Totally. And so much
I'm like,
patience,
oh,
right? I mean, I don't know if
yes.
you're like me, it's like crochet, type,
Oh,
just like
yes.
back and
Oh,
forth.
first I was writing it in a notebook because I'm like,
Mm.
even though it's a bunch of chicken scratch,
Yeah, yeah,
it was just easier. I was like, I'll figure out Canva later,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and it was one of those things that I knew. I was like, okay, I can always reference back. Not that you can't on Canva, but and then I was like, all right, let's put it into Canva and see how. I just didn't know how I wanted to design it, but I'm excited. It's really fun, and
Yes.
I think it's gonna be pretty. So
Oh, totally, totally. All right, so tell me about how you balance, family life and the business, like, the
yeah,
mompreneur. What is a
yes.
day in the life, and how do you balance everything?
Oh, that's a great question because some days I'm not
Yeah.
balancing, But yeah, I feel like when my kids go to school, so really the only crochet time I have is on the weekends is like nap time,
Mhm.
or if the girls like, I feel like my toddler is finally at the I'll play with my sister or I'll play by myself. And I'm like, oh, praise,
Oh,
you
good.
know?
Yep, yep.
So she's not in need of mommy's constant attention. So
Mhm.
that does help a lot. Again, my parents are a couple streets over. So
Oh,
there
awesome.
are times when I get a little break with that. And I'm like, okay, what can I do in this, time span? So that helps a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, during the week, it's really hit or miss if I crochet. Like if there's something like if I'm pattern testing for somebody, then I will prioritize like, okay, well, we got a time limit on this. I need to
Mhm.
do something. Um, and that'll be like after the kids go to bed, usually,
Right.
especially, with school and all of that.
Yeah.
And then as far as like hopping on Instagram and like posting and doing all of that, I mean, that's a whole nother animal in itself.
It is.
I am not the poster child for posting. I will say that as far as
Well,
being
you had me
consistent.
fooled. It looks so good, and I feel like you're
Oh,
always in my feed, so I feel
oh,
like it's very
thanks. That's
consistent.
good.
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
good. Okay. There are
totally.
times when I'm like, oh, it's been 3 days. Whoops. And then I'll go on my stories. Hey,
Oh,
I'm here.
yeah, yeah.
We all have the same struggles when it comes to
Right.
time management, I think. So,
Yes, yes. It's, I still work full time, and,
yeah,
like, geez, it's just, like,
that's a
every
lot.
day
Bless you.
is, like, just a madhouse of things to do. You
Yes.
always feel behind.
Yes. Like you can't always cross off all the things every
No,
day.
no.
Right.
And you have
Right.
to, like, get okay with that at some point.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm at is that I'm just like, you know what? It's going to be okay.
Yeah. Yes, yes,
I
it'll
have to
be
tell
okay.
myself that. And I'm like the dishes, I'm like, I'll do it tomorrow. It's all
Yeah.
right. I'll do it tomorrow,
Right, right.
Just
They'll be
something small
alright.
like that.
Yes, no, I get that. It's like it's a beautiful chaos, isn't it?
Yes.
As a mom, it's like
Yes.
the greatest joy of all. And then
Absolutely.
to put your other time when the kids are not around into arts and crafts and, like,
Right.
growing a business, I'm like, "Golly, you can't have it any better." It's like,
I know. It's
um
very true. I feel very blessed. Like the timing, I mean, it does get crazy in the week, but then like that much more to look forward to the weekends. And,
yeah,
I don't know. It's just there's things that yeah, you just find joy in the little moments for sure. It
yes,
will be it will be those times when you look back and go, "Oh, I wish I was doing that." Remember how
right.
chaotic that was?
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, yeah. What is the most rewarding part of running a crochet business?
Oh, good question. I would just say I find so much joy in the making, obviously, but also like the people who are so supportive and just
Mhm.
like really lift you up.
Yes.
I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, that just made my day, or
Yes,
like the
yes, I
sweetest
get that.
comments, or
Mm.
like, girl, your colors are so good. I'm saving this for later. I'm like,
Oh.
That's just, stuff like that. It just really lifts me up and goes, okay, well, I'm going to do it again.
Yes, I'm gonna
It's
keep
like, I'm going to
going.
do it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to keep going.
And what would you say is the most challenging part?
Challenging part would be definitely the time management.
Mhm. Yep, yep.
It's still a struggle.
Mhm.
Um, and like again, the prioritizing because sometimes I'll prioritize crochet over like I don't know, something that needs to be done in the house. Well, I probably should have done what was in the house earlier, and I'm just choosing to crochet instead.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Things like that. But like nothing, I mean, nothing major. But
yeah.
what causes the most stress is that, like, letting those little things slip on the wayside when I'm like, okay, I probably should have just like chilled for a second
Mm,
on the crochet, which is funny because I
yeah,
love it so much. But there are times
yeah.
it's balance.
Yes. 10 years ago, did you ever think that you would be a crochet business owner? Or
Oh,
was your life
absolutely not.
going down a different path? Like, did you go to college to major in something different, or
Yeah.
what was
Okay.
happening?
Yeah, I do. Actually, I thought about this the other day and I kind of giggled at myself. So I went to LSU for college and it was my major is kinesiology. So I was gonna do occupational therapy.
Okay,
So my husband, he's a physical therapist and we're high school sweethearts. So we went to college, we did the same major, but he's physical therapy, I was occupational therapy.
okay.
And we got engaged our senior year of college, got married that summer. Like we graduated, got married, but he got into school and I did not. So there was a door
Oh, okay.
closed.
Okay, into graduate school?
But we were already, yes, but we were already, and I only applied to one school. I applied to where he was going because
Mm,
I was like, we're getting married. Like, I'm
yeah,
not going to go, hours away. This makes no
right.
sense. So it was kind of just the way it was. And I didn't get in. I was like, hey, that's fine. Well, maybe he got into South Alabama. So we moved to Mobile, Alabama for a couple of years for his school. And during that time, I mean, I was still crocheting. I actually
Mhm.
have this blanket. I think I posted it a long time ago. And it was just a pattern off of Pinterest, someone's blog. And it's funny,
Yeah.
I posted it because someone said, wait, I think I did that blanket, but we didn't know
Oh,
we didn't know who, we just knew it was a
yes.
Pinterest worthy,
Right.
you'd seen it on Pinterest forever. So
Yeah.
anyways, still crocheting, but just for fun. And going through the motions of like, do I try to go back to school? So I was a physical therapy tech when we moved because I was like, well, I'll keep in the genre, like I'll
Mhm.
stick in it in case I do apply back for school, but it just didn't work out. I was really not enjoying my job. And then I went
Mm.
into a local lighting business, like lighting houses,
Oh, okay.
which was actually really fun and I loved it. So it was just a whole new experience. And anyways, so then we moved back here. I actually worked at a retail clothing for online. I was a customer service supervisor. They were here in town because we moved back to here, Baton Rouge, and then once I got pregnant with my oldest, I was like, I don't want to work and have a child.
Mm, yeah,
I
yeah.
literally told my husband that, and I think I gave him the like, this is what I've just always thought, like, I want to be a stay-at-home mom because my mom was for us. And I
Oh,
know
okay.
like it was important. Like she
Yeah.
was just to me, it's just how I grew up, and that's what I knew.
Mhm.
And so I did that. And then here comes 2022. And I was like, well, maybe I can,
Yeah.
I was posting on my like personal Instagram of my makes, like, oh, look what I did, whatever. And I was like, that'd be really fun to create a separate Instagram of just crochet.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
then to see the community come through, I was like, oh, there's a lot of people here. I
Yes,
was like, this is
yes.
so cool. And I haven't left. So
Yes.
it's
Oh,
been
that's great.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So absolutely not. I did not think 10 years ago I would be here working my hands and having children and being a mom. And I mean, I definitely wanted children, but
Yeah, yeah.
I just didn't expect to be in such a creative space, even with the ceramics. I was like, okay, now I'm just
Yeah.
giggling because I'm doing art for my work,
Right. Oh, that's so
but I enjoy
fun. I love
it.
that you can do that. How do you define success?
Oh, I think success is based on your level of joy.
Yeah. Mm. I agree with that, yes.
Okay,
Mhm.
because you can make all the money in the world, you can have all the happiness but it's just momentary. But if you can
Mhm.
find those moments, and of course I attribute this to the Lord, but
Yeah.
if you can find the little moments of like, oh, this is such chaos, but like to just stop
Mhm.
and really think like, okay, but it's going to be okay. Like if you have that hope for tomorrow, like you're good,
Yeah. Oh,
I think
yeah, yeah,
it
totally.
makes a huge difference to have a different mindset
Mhm.
for success in that way. And I think that if you also go through like just on a surface level, if you're just thinking like, I mean, I play tennis too, and I'm thinking, all I got to do is just get this over the net. Okay. All I have to do
Uh-huh.
is get this ball over the net. And if we kind
Right.
of have that mindset going through life of like, all I got to do is just get to that next step and,
Yeah.
with a joyful heart, like it's going to be okay,
Yes, yeah.
for you and everyone around you.
Right,
So,
right.
yeah.
Oh, I totally relate to that.
Oh, good.
And, like, where how do you see the business growing in the next 3 to 5 years? Like, what do you hope to do you wanna get into more pattern designing, or is there
That's a
anything
good
else okay.
question. I'm really I am such a day-to-day person
Mm,
that I haven't really thought about that.
mm,
But I think we'll see how this pattern goes because I know how much time it takes, how much thought and the
mm,
process of it,
yeah.
it really is a lot. And not that I haven't enjoyed it. It's been so wonderful. It's just like, oh wow, you really hope like, oh, I hope other people like this. Like I really
Yeah.
hope,
Oh, yeah.
um and so I guess depending on how this one goes, like we'll see, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
have anything else in mind right now, but like I just feel like it's got to come to me
Yes,
and
yes.
then go for it. Like I am doing little Christmas pop-up at the same place I did the market this year.
Okay.
So I think that'll be really fun.
Yeah.
I think my goal was also not to get so like last year I was pretty stressed around Christmas time or before Christmas time with crochet because I felt a lot of pressure to be like, okay, well, I gotta crank stuff out. Like people are gonna want the Christmas gifts and stuff,
Right.
And then I had Christmas market. Like it's just a lot. And then once
Oh,
it's
yeah.
over, it's like a sigh of relief. I was like, okay.
Mhm.
And then I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna do this for a while. And then something else comes up. So I'm like trying to practice balance in that and saying, like, you
Mhm.
don't have to say yes to everything.
Yeah.
It's okay to do just one pop-up or one little thing just for fun.
Mhm.
So the fact that this has become a just for fun thing helps a lot. It kind of
Yeah.
takes away that pressure, I guess, to be like, well, I got
Right.
to do this, I got to do that. And
Yes.
so I try to keep it at that.
Yes. Yeah, when I've noticed, like, when you make it less about, "Okay, I need to make this amount of money this month with my business." It's like,
Oh,
you can't
absolutely.
think about that. It's just like,
Right.
"What brings me joy?" And whatever
Yes.
brings you joy, like, I think the world around you will, like, support
They'll
you in
see
that.
it.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I think they see it. If they
Mhm.
can see it in your work too, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. And then
And
the
just what
money's
yeah.
just the side
Yes,
bonus,
exactly. It's lanyap.
right?
That's what we call it
Yeah.
down here. Lanyap. Yeah. So
Lagniappe?
it's yeah, lanyap. That means
Oh,
extra.
extra. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never
Just
heard
a
that.
little something extra.
Okay. Oh, I like it. And what advice would you have to other crocheters that are interested in going from hobby to business?
Oh, I would definitely say obviously you have to be enjoying it.
Mhm. Yeah.
I've seen different things where people are like, oh, I like to batch my makes, and
Mm.
that could be for you or not for you. I feel like that's a technique a lot of people do, like with animals. Oh, let's do all the ears, let's do all the heads.
Oh, right.
I'm definitely a start to finish girl.
Mhm.
Like I like to.
Yeah.
So I say do start to finish first. Because if they see
Yeah.
people doing that, they're like, wow, they're trying to make 10 things at once. I'm like, well, that's a lot. I don't know.
It's
I don't
yeah.
find motivation in that. That's one thing. I don't find motivation in doing the same exact thing over and over and over
Yes.
again. At least until there's been some time since I've made it. Do you know what I
Right.
mean?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So that is a struggle when it comes to like markets and stuff. I usually don't have a lot of duplicates because
Mhm.
to me that takes the joy out of it.
Yes.
So I
Yeah.
like to have a whole like everything's a little different. Like even if I have 2 bunnies on there, well, they're going to be different, like they're
Yeah.
not the same. So
Yeah.
anyways, that's my take for somebody who is just like doing it for fun. Like
Mhm.
keep it fun,
Yeah. Yeah.
by doing this and switching up projects. That's my other thing too,
Mhm.
to not get the burnout. I like to, like, say I've done a lot of animals. Like after this past market in May, I had done so many animals. I didn't focus on blankets or fun little projects. And then after that, I was like, blanket, blanket, blanket.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I
Things
get
that were a
that.
little more repetitive but changed up, like
Mhm.
Melissa made that, you might have seen it, but her Juliet. So I helped test that, and that was so fun.
Oh,
And I
like the
did it in the
ballerina? Was it a ballerina?
no, it's called the Juliet. It's a blanket pattern.
Oh, oh,
You'll have
okay.
to look it up.
I
It's there.
will.
It's really
Mm.
fun. It's just like a large granny square, but I did it in blanket yarn because that was the first time I was like, I'm gonna do something different. And I loved it. Like, so
Ah.
projects like that where you can take them, do different colors, switch things up.
Mhm.
Wonderful. But now I'm going to be getting into, now that we're October, like Christmas is coming. It's
Yes.
crazy.
Yeah.
I'll be doing more animals and slowly, but that's the thing. I'm pacing myself because it's like when I get that moment of motivation, I'm like, oh, now's the time. Got to get it done. Like,
Mhm.
let's do it now or I'm going to lose it. I'll be
Yes,
like, I don't feel
yes.
like doing that right now.
Yep. No, I hear you. Yeah, when
Yeah.
I first started, selling at markets, I was the same way. I was like, I don't wanna make something more than once because I would get
Yes.
bored. And,
Yes.
so I only had one of everything. I know, like, aesthetically, it looks nice to have, like, some of the same things, but
Yeah.
I'm like, but
It's not as fun.
I know, it's like, but I wanna make
It's the
a
journey to get there.
right,
Not
right.
always the finished
Yeah.
product.
And that's why I think that's why pattern designing is actually so beneficial because you can kind of
Right.
serve, you don't have to make something more than once. You can just make it
Right.
that one time for the pattern and get those
Yes.
final photos and then move on to your next
Right, and
design.
move on, right.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I just love meeting people that also see the potential in their art business because I feel like
Yes.
oftentimes people see, "Oh, arts and crafts, isn't that cute?" But it's like, no,
Right.
it's not little, like, you can do so much
Yes.
more than just make things.
Right.
Getting creative about, like, passive income with pattern designs is one of
Yes.
those things. It's like, you can really
Right.
scale it, if you get think outside the
Yes.
box.
And if you get your reach out there, and
Yeah.
that's the other thing. That's why, I mean, like I said, doing the Etsy, because at first I was like, I'll just put on my website because I'm already paying for the website,
Oh, right,
like,
right.
so I was like, I'll just use that. But then getting the advice to do the Etsy, I was like, okay. Like I kind of was like a dog with its tail tucked. Okay, I guess
Mm.
I'll do it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
But I know I'll be glad I did. I just don't know if it's a whole nother animal. So that's going to be another learning experience for me is
mm,
with like the fees and the things that people love and hate about it. And, but that's
right.
fine. I'm excited to do that. And I'm hoping that I can reach more people. But you're so right. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just like, oh, look what I made, like, I don't know. I think the coolest part was not just having kids love what you're making,
Mhm.
like when you go to a market or something, but it's also seeing the adults be like, wow.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like
yes.
them exclaiming, like, you did this? I'm like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I did, and I'm like, oh, trying to be all humble because yeah, but like,
Yeah, yeah.
it's really, really cool. And to find people that appreciate what you do. Cause yeah,
Right.
like the people who appreciate it will find you and they will
Mhm,
support you. And those
mhm.
who think, oh, that's cute, like that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine. It's
yes.
not for you or they're not your
Exactly.
customer. It's okay.
Right, right.
So
I had to stop taking that personal after a while. I'm like, "Yeah, you're just"
yeah.
this dream is in my heart, I don't expect you to
Yes.
understand it fully, that's okay.
Right,
We're
right.
all made
Exactly.
differently.
Absolutely.
Um, let's see. Alright, so I have 5 rapid fire questions.
Ooh,
Okay,
okay.
ready?
I'll try.
This will be fun. Um, okay, what is your favorite yarn?
Oh. Oh. This is a hard one.
Ah,
I guess it would have to be, I guess, Burnett Blanket. just
Mm,
working with it.
mhm.
It's not so tight for your hands. Like I find I can work with it longer than I can like worsted or cotton, even
Yeah.
though I love doing those too. It just depends on the project. But yeah, it would have to be burlap blanket or even Premier basic chenille
Oh,
because it's pretty
yes.
similar. Yeah. And it's the colors. Like the
Right.
reason you get multiple brands is because they all offer different colors and
Mhm.
textures. So yeah,
Yeah.
those for sure.
When it comes to crocheting, are you an early bird or a night owl?
Oh, I'm definitely a night owl.
Mm,
I
okay.
cannot I'll be honest, I've never fully tried like setting an alarm to wake up, but I do it for my kids and
Uh-huh.
I can't do it any earlier than that. If I
That's
try.
okay. Yes, that's
So
okay.
I just wait for the bedtime or that quick little playtime
Yeah.
hour or whatever, and that's when I'll do it. Yeah, because
Nice.
then I feel like I'm more sound. I don't feel like, oh, where's my coffee?
Yes,
you know?
yes. I get that.
Yeah.
What project are you most proud of?
Oh, okay. So other than my pattern,
Yeah.
I would definitely have to say I've done a very intricate, it's called layered crocheting, and it's
Mhm.
Jen Tyler with the floral hook. And she makes beautiful throws. I mean, so beautiful. I've done two. And I sold the first one, surprisingly. Like someone loved it so much. And it is just, I'm so proud of it because I learned so much, like so many different ways to use crochet in different holes, different pockets of a stitch that you didn't know you
Yeah,
could even
I've never
explain.
okay.
You'll have to look it up. I
I
think
will.
I might have I probably posted it. Anyways, yeah, I'm very proud of those because they are very intricate, but they also you can play with color. It's just really fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
layered. Okay. What is your go-to coffee order?
Oh, okay. So at home, we just use Mr. Coffee pot.
Yes, yes.
I'll use like Starbucks grounds. And right now, our favorite creamer is the Chobani pumpkin spice creamer. And it's
Ah,
so
yes.
good. It's so
Yes.
much better than Coffee Mate. It's
Yes.
like, I can't even explain it. And yeah, that's
It
it.
tastes
That's my coffee order.
like real pumpkin.
Yes, it
Like
doesn't taste like spicy. Does that make
right.
sense?
Yeah. Like
It's
they
okay,
got it
good. I'm
right.
glad you know.
I
Okay,
understand.
good.
Yes.
And
They
it
have
says
the best
limited batch,
pumpkin.
and I told my husband, I said, we might need to like stock up on this before it goes away.
Yes, it sells out
Yeah.
every year, like in
Yeah.
the country. Yeah.
And then if I go to Starbucks lately, I'll just
Mhm.
get their medium roast with a splash of vanilla cream, a pump of a grande, a pump of brown sugar, and a pump of pumpkin spice. So you get a little bit of
Oh,
everything, and it actually
yes.
still tastes like coffee. So
Really? All
it's really
right.
good.
All
Yeah,
right.
extra
I'm gonna
hot.
extra hot. Okay, I'm gonna try
Yeah,
that one. All right.
yeah, it's good.
What is the strangest or most unique custom order you have ever received?
Oh, I have one. It was actually, and I did not post it because it was so out of like, I don't really want to do this again, but it's
Uh-huh.
fine. It was fine. Okay. Do you know, I think it's Sesame Street, not Muppets. It looks like, oh, they have a name, like eyeballs and then like this like open mouth. And it's like it's a puppet. And
Oh,
they're like nom noms or something. That's probably not what they're called.
okay.
Anyways, it was one of those, but it was a hanging basket for a succulent. And I made it
Oh,
out of
wow.
blanket yarn. Yeah, very specific. It was
Okay.
actually something that was found on Pinterest. And a friend was like, "Can you make this?" Because my brother is obsessed with this stuff. I think it's like a grown man. He's obsessed with this stuff and he
Yeah.
wants to hang it and put succulents. So I think I made two. And I think I did, it was like a teal one and an orange one because it matched the picture of the
Oh,
one she sent. I'll have to find it and send it to you because
yes.
I promise you, I did not even post it. And then she did end up sending a picture of it filled with a succulent. I was like, okay, that's cute.
Right,
And I
right.
was like, without the eyes and everything, it could be cute.
Yeah. Those have been very
Um,
popular lately with the succulent hanging from the car.
yes.
Are you seeing
Oh
those
yeah.
everywhere? Like
Yes. Well, it almost looks like macrame.
right,
Almost. But
right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know you could crochet it too. But
Yeah.
yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
So before we sign off, what is the best place for listeners to find you? What's your website
Oh,
and Instagram and all that?
Got it. Okay, so yeah, my Instagram is Emily Makes Crochet. Kept it super simple.
Yeah.
And then I also have my website. It's emilymakescrochet.com. You can find my custom order form there and anything that I'm selling currently. And then I'm about to have an Etsy. It's going to be Emily Makes Crochet. And I think that's all. It's all going to launch Thursday, along with my pattern.
All
And thank
right.
you so much for having me. This
Oh
was
my
really
gosh.
fun.
Of course, of course. Wasn't that such an encouraging conversation? I loved hearing how Emily finds joy and balance through crochet and how her online community has lifted her up along the way. She is such a great reminder that creativity can fit into every season of life, even in the middle of carpool lines and busy schedules. So if you want to check out her brand new pattern, the Daisy Pot Blanket, head over to her Instagram at Emily Makes Crochet and show her some love. Or click on the link in the show notes to buy the pattern. I hope that this episode leaves you inspired to pick up your hook, start a new project, or maybe even take that first step towards your own crochet business dream. So thank you so much for listening, friends. And if you are a crochet business owner who would like to share your story on the podcast, I would be thrilled to hear from you. Please share this episode with a fellow maker and leave a review. It really makes a difference. And as always, visit marcymade.co to browse my beginner-friendly crochet patterns and kits. All right, friends, that is it for today. I will see you back here next week.